Hello, Outlaw Nation, and welcome back to the Outlaw Dynasty Outlaw Insider Postseason Extra, aka hopefully the Bowl Edition. Amazing win last week, 52-7 over the Pittsburgh State Gorillas. The defense came out and executed a heck of a game plan against the #1 rush offense in the country, and then with the offense, clicking on all cylinders and putting points on the board. Making them have to throw the ball, just completely threw them out of their game plan, and finally a game snowballed in our direction for once. And we just kept getting stops and scoring, and it turned out to be a 52-7 rout. So something that doesn't usually happen for Outlaw football. So the crowd was amazing last week and jacked, but 6th win of the season, 6-6. First time in school history to finish 500 in the regular season with 4 games was the most they'd ever won in the season before up until this season. So we're in uncharted territory, and with that win, we also got another upgrade for Rich Mahogany, so we'll apply that. We'll check out recruiting, how those visits there on the last week of the season went, and we'll take a look at the conference championships, and then we'll sim forward to the bowl season and see what's in store for us. But let's go. Recruiting. So I don't know what happened at Arizona State, but Jake Reese took his visit there last week and then ends up committing to us. So wow, we lock up all of our priority recruits with that commitment. They didn't even finish in the top 5, so he took his visit and they dropped all the way out. We got the cousin of Big George Smith, David Smith. He'll be joining us next season. Tom Scott commits, 74 overall cornerback, 3-star. Kevin Burrell, free safety, 67 overall from Idabel. And Marty Skinner, a 64 overall offensive tackle out of Elk City. So 5 commits, and then that really leaves us with 4 scholarships. And these are going to be the 4 guys we go after in the offseason since they haven't made a commitment yet. So a good solid weekend of recruiting for the Outlaws, and we're putting work in to make this program better. But that is a quick look at recruiting. Coaching upgrades. Rich Mahogany, 1 point. We're going to throw it into the opener to fill that out and give us a full 1,500 points week 1 through 7. And hopefully we can get that next upgrade point before week 8 of next season to fill that up and continue improving this coaching staff. But there you have it. Upgrade, baby. Conference Championship week. Let's take a look at the schedule. It'll start off with the CUSA Championship, Louisiana Tech versus Arkansas State. American is Marshall versus Rice. SEC, Tennessee versus LSU. Mountain West is Fresno State versus Boise State. You got Oregon versus Arizona State in the Pac-12 Championship. Florida State, Virginia Tech in the ACC. Minnesota, Penn State, Big Ten. SMU and Oklahoma in the Big 12. And Central Michigan and Miami, Ohio in the MAC. That is your conference championship schedule. We'll sim forward, and then we'll take a look at the conference standings for each conference after championship week, kind of see how everybody did this season. But there we go, conference championship week. Let's go. All right, as we move into the bowl season, it looks like the quarterback from UCLA has won the Heisman with 1,900 votes. LSU quarterback made it fairly close with 1,600 votes, but 2,600 yards through the air, 36 total touchdowns, 1,300 on the ground. Looks like a solid Heisman winner there. Kevin Nance, the senior quarterback from UCLA. And there you have it. The Outlaws have been invited to the New Orleans Bowl to take on the FIU Panthers. 9-3 versus 6-6. So the Outlaws have made their first bowl game in the history of the school, and uncharted territory. Don't know what to expect here. We've never been here before. Hopefully we can come out here and play well in our first ever bowl game. It's pretty sweet. And one Jorge Davis is your Chuck Bednarik Award winner. We'll add that. So there we go. A great bowl matchup in the New Orleans Bowl. Oklahoma Tech, Florida International. Our first ever bowl game. Sweet. Let's check out the bowl schedule. New Mexico Bowl, Air Force versus Arizona. Potato Bowl, Bowling Green and Hawaii. Army and Boise in the Poinsettia Bowl. Beef O'Brady's will be Central Missouri and Tulane. Oklahoma Tech, Florida International, New Orleans Bowl. The Las Vegas Bowl is Stanford and Fresno. Arkansas Tech and San Jose State in the Hawaii Bowl. Michigan and Central Michigan in the Little Caesars Bowl. Western Michigan and Louisville in the Military Bowl. The Holiday Bowl is Houston and California. Guess you can't see those because of my head. Belt Bowl is Wake Forest, Pittsburgh State. The Independence Bowl, Tulsa and Syracuse. Texas and Miami in the Russell Athletic Bowl. Meineke Car Care, Iowa, SMU. Armed Forces, Louisiana Tech, Nevada. UCF, Washington. West Virginia, Arizona State in the Alamo Bowl. Texas Tech and Purdue in the Wild Wings Bowl. Music City is South Carolina, Virginia. Sun Bowl, USC, Georgia Tech. Marshall, Arkansas State in the Liberty Bowl. Georgia and Virginia Tech in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Heart of Dallas Bowl, Cincinnati, Indiana. Texas A&M and Ohio State in the Gator Bowl. Capital One, Arkansas versus Illinois. Ole Miss versus Minnesota in the Outback Bowl. Penn State, UCLA in the Rose Bowl. Florida and Nebraska in the Fiesta Bowl. Oklahoma and Northwest Missouri in the Sugar Bowl. Florida State and Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. LSU, Kansas State go to the Cotton. Compass is BYU, San Diego State. Go Daddy, Miami, Ohio versus Troy. And the 2036 BCS National Championship for the 2035 season is Tennessee and Oregon for the title. That is your bowl schedule. Your final BCS Top 25 goes Oregon, Tennessee, UCLA, Northwest Missouri, Penn State, Florida, Nebraska, Arkansas, LSU, USC, 1 through 10. Florida State, Minnesota, Illinois, Arizona State, Notre Dame, Georgia, Ole Miss, Virginia Tech, Miami, Ohio, Oklahoma, 11 through 20. And Washington, Iowa, UCF, Texas A&M, and Cal round out the top 25 in the final BCS rankings. All right, let's look at the top 10 of each conference. Final conference standings for 2035. ACC goes to Virginia Tech. Marshall takes the American. Oklahoma is your Big 12 champions. Penn State, your Big 10 champions. Arkansas State, the Conference USA champions. And the Outlaws wind up, after everything's said and done, 5th in Conference USA. Their highest finish ever in the conference. Pretty sweet. As you look at your independents, Miami of Ohio owns the MAC. The Mountain West is Fresno State's. Oregon takes the Pac-12. Tennessee, your champions of the SEC. I don't even see Alabama in the top 10. Ouch. And the Sun Belt is Florida International. That's who we'll be playing in our bowl game. The champion of the Sun Belt Conference. So that's a look at the 2035 final conference standings. So our first national award winner, Jorge Davis, the winner of the Chuck Bednarik Award for the nation's top defensive player. Let's see where he finished in the and finished second for the Buckus Award behind the linebacker from Virginia Tech. So hey, I wasn't expecting to get any hardware this year, so to actually win an award, Jorge, as a senior, building a foundation for this program, winning something like the Bednarik Award. That's pretty awesome. Way to go, Jorge. All right, let's check out the All-American team. The first team All-American quarterback, that's who we're going to be going up against. Cedric Torres. We got any Outlaws on here? Of course, OU's got offensive linemen. Nobody on the All-American first team. Jorge Davis, second team All-American. How about that? Yeti, the freshman All-American fullback. Now that's our All-Americans. Jorge Davis, second team All-American linebacker, and Brian the Yeti Wheat, freshman All-American fullback. What we got? We got anybody in the All-Conference? First team All-Conference. Jorge Davis, first team All-Conference linebacker, All-CUSA. Second team. David Vela, second team All-Conference as a cornerback. And they don't have a freshman All-Conference team, but two All-Conference selections. First team linebacker Jorge Davis and second team quarterback David Vela. So representing in the postseason awards, it's good to see the Outlaws out here getting some recognition. Those are your All-American and All-Conference teams for 2035. Let's check out FIU. Cedric Torres, first team All-American. He's the starting quarterback. He is an 85 overall. They have a 81 overall halfback, Butler. Fullbacks an 80 overall. Wideouts go 83, 81, 78, 77, 77. 79, 279 tight ends. O-line goes 80, 70, 91, 80, 76. D-line goes 76, 80, 85, 82. Linebackers 73, 77, 75. Corners go 87, 82, 81, 78, 77. 78 free safety, 78 strong safety, 83 kicker, 70 punter. So another team we should be able to compete with, and hopefully we show up in New Orleans and play well and have a shot at winning the first bowl game in the school's history. That's a quick look at the Panthers. Overall look, so Florida National goes 9-3. They open up a win over an FCS school. Back-to-back losses to Kent State. North Carolina State beat Troy, lost to Clemson, and then ripped off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row to finish 9-3 and take on us in the bowl game. Of course, we lost 1-1-1 all the way up until the last 4 games in the season. Then we lost 2, 1-2, and earned ourselves our first ever bowl bid. FIU leaders, Torres, the All-American quarterback, 36 touchdowns up to only 7 picks, 3,400 yards. Butler, their leading rusher, he's a 1,000-yard rusher with 11 touchdowns. Bryant, their leading receiver, with 959 yards on 62 grabs and 9 touchdowns. McMillan, their top tackler. Cleveland, their top DB, or interceptor, I should say. Stewart, with 3 sacks, leads them on the defensive line. And those are your players to watch. Their top playmakers on defense, Stewart, Cleveland, and McMillan, with Bryant, Butler, and Torres, your big 3 on offense. After the regular season, Romero, 205 completions, 2,723 yards, 25 touchdowns, 16 picks. Anderson with 111 carries for 648 yards and 8 touchdowns. And Big Perk, 54 catches for 804 yards and 7 touchdowns. Jorge with 48 tackles, 4 picks, and Brian Stokes with that record-setting game against the Gorillas finishes the regular season leading us with 6 sacks. D for the Outlaws, B-, B for the Panthers. They lead in the offensive categories. We lead in the defensive categories. So 94 yards a game, the number 1 rush defense in the nation. How about that? But there's a quick overall look at the bowl matchup. All right, I'm ready to get into this bowl game, so we'll check out the final season stats for the entire team and look around the nation at the results after the bowl game and before we get into the off season. But I'm ready to get into this bowl game. So we got a 60 overall versus 81 overall. Our 60 offense against their 80 defense. Their 84 offense against our 61 defense. They are running multiple on offense and 4-3 on defense. And of course, we run the light speed offense and the Book of Suffering on defense. But that's going to be it for the Outlaw Insider Postseason Extra, aka the Bowl Edition. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're excited for the first bowl game for the Outlaws, and I hope you join us when we head to New Orleans to take on the Florida International Panthers in the New Orleans Bowl, in our first ever experience in that, the first bowl game in program history. And be sure, if you're enjoying the Outlaw Dynasty, we really would appreciate the support when you hit that like button. It sure helps a lot. You gotta subscribe, comment. We love getting the comments. Share, hoist trophies, win championships. For the Tater Sports Network, I am Chip D. Till next time, see ya.
You crazy mother.